Um, so you know the drill. I'm going to start reading the first lesson, and whoever wants to jump in, follow up with reading one lesson, you're welcome to do so. So here we go. Nothing I see means anything. The reason this is so is that I see nothing, and nothing has no meaning. It is necessary that I recognize this, that I may learn to see. What I think I see now is taking the place of vision. I must let it go by realizing it has no meaning, so that vision may take its place.
I have given what I see all the meaning it has for me. I have judged everything I look upon, and it is this and only this I see. This is not vision. It is merely an illusion of reality, because my judgments have been made quite apart from reality. I am willing to recognize the lack of validity in my judgments because I want to see. My judgments have hurt me, and I do not want to see according to them.
Je ne comprends rien de ce que je vois. Comment pourrais-je comprendre ce que je vois quand je l'ai méjugé? Ce que je vois est la projection de mes propres erreurs de pensée. Je ne comprends pas ce que je vois parce que ce n'est pas compréhensible. Rien ne sert de chercher à le comprendre. Mais il y a tout lieu d'en lâcher prise et de faire la place pour ce qui peut être vu, compris et aimé. Je peux échanger ce que je vois maintenant pour cela simplement en étant désireux de le faire. N'est-ce pas là un meilleur choix que celui que j'ai fait auparavant?
These thoughts do not mean anything. The thoughts of which I am aware do not mean anything because I am trying to think without God. What I call my thoughts are not my real thoughts. My real thoughts are the thoughts I think with God. I'm not aware of them because I have made my thoughts to take their place. I am willing to recognize that my thoughts do not mean anything and to let them go. I choose to have them be replaced by what they were intended to replace. My thoughts are meaningless, but all creation lies in the thoughts I think with God.
I am never upset for the reason I think. I am never upset for the reason I think because I am constantly trying to justify my thoughts. I am constantly trying to make them true. I make all things my enemies so that my anger is justified and my attacks are warranted. I have not realized how much I have misused everything I see by assigning this role to it. I have done this to defend a thought system that has hurt me and that I no longer want. I am willing to let it go.
Je suis contrarié parce que je vois ce qui n'est pas là. La réalité n'est jamais effrayante. Il est impossible qu'elle puisse me contrarier. La réalité n'apporte que la paix parfaite. Quand je suis contrarié, c'est toujours parce que j'ai remplacé la réalité par des illusions que j'ai inventées. Les illusions sont contrariantes parce que je leur ai donné réalité et qu'ainsi je considère la réalité comme une illusion. Rien dans la création de Dieu n'est affecté en aucune façon par ma confusion. Je suis toujours contrarié par rien.
I see only the past. As I look about, I condemn the world I look upon. I call this seeing. I hold the past against everyone and everything, making them my enemies. When I have forgiven myself and remembered who I am, I will bless everyone and everything I see. There will be no past, and therefore no enemies. And I will look with love on all that I failed to see before.
My mind is preoccupied with past thoughts. I see only my own thoughts, and my mind is preoccupied with the past. What then can I see as it is? Let me remember that I look on the past to prevent the present from dawning on my mind. Let me understand that I'm trying to use time against God. Let me learn to give the past away, realizing that in so doing, I'm giving up nothing.
I see nothing as it is now. If I see nothing as it is now, it can truly be said that I see nothing. I can see only what is now. The choice is not whether to see the past or the present. The choice is merely whether to see or not. What I have chosen to see has cost me vision. Now I will choose again that I may see.
My thoughts do not mean anything. I have no private thoughts. Yet it is only private thoughts of which I am aware. What can these thoughts mean? They do not exist, and so they mean nothing. Yet my mind is part of creation and part of its creator. Would I not rather join the thinking of the universe than to obscure all that is really mine with my pitiful and meaningless private thoughts?
Mes pensées insignifiantes me montrent un monde insignifiant. Puisque les pensées dont je suis conscient ne signifient rien, le monde qui les représente ne peut avoir de signification. Ce qui produit ce monde est insane, et ce qu'il produit l'est aussi. La réalité n'est pas insane, et j'ai des pensées réelles, aussi bien que les insanes. Je peux donc voir un monde réel si je me tourne vers mes pensées réelles pour qu'elles guident ma vue.
I'm upset because I see a meaningless world. Insane thoughts are upsetting. They produce a world in which there is no order anywhere. Only chaos rules a world that represents chaotic thinking, and chaos has no laws. I cannot live in peace in such a world. I'm grateful that this world is not real and that I need not see it at all unless I choose to value it. And I do not choose to value what is totally insane and has no meaning.
A meaningless world engenders fear. The totally insane engenders fear because it is completely undependable and offers no grounds for trust. Nothing in madness is dependable. It holds out no safety and no hope. But such a world is not real. I have given it the illusion of reality and have suffered from my belief in it. Now I choose to withdraw this belief and place my trust in reality. In choosing this, I will escape all the effects of the world of fear because I am acknowledging that it does not exist.
God did not create a meaningless world. How can a meaningless world exist if God did not create it? He is the source of all meaning, and everything that is real is in His mind. It is in my mind too, because He created it with me. Why should I continue to suffer from the effects of my own insane thoughts when the perfection of creation is my home? Let me remember the power of my decision and recognize where I really abide.
My thoughts are images that I have made. Whatever I see reflects my thoughts. It is my thoughts that tell me where I am and what I am. The fact that I see a world in which there is suffering and loss and death shows me that I am seeing only the representation of my insane thoughts, and I am not allowing my real thoughts to cast their beneficent light on what I see. Yet God's way is sure. The images I have made cannot prevail against him, because it is not my will that they do so. My will is his, and I will place no other gods before him.
Continuing with the miracle recap. So this is the review lessons, the first 15. We have used that a lot in the miracle recap because they're so helpful. And now when I'm reading those with you, my mind doesn't stop. My mind is active, and I get ideas about my process. I get ideas about how to apply this. I get ideas about this and that. Like all kinds of ideas are stirred up while reading this. Now, those are just as meaningless as is the rest of your thoughts. While they seem to have like good intentions, or like now I know how to respond, or now I know how to look at myself, it's not going to give any information. And this is the part that is the hardest part probably from doing this. Is like whatever stage you're in, it is not that if you do A Course in Miracles for 20 years that you know better, that your thoughts do make sense, or that you know can judge better, or you can work with this better. That's not the case. Like that is not the goal of the Course, and that's really interesting. And many have not recognized that by having ideas about A Course in Miracles, or who knows what kind of deviation you could say. Now here's the thing, it's like, what does it bring then? We're doing this, but why are we doing this? Now the reason that we are actually following the lessons on a daily basis is literally placing that next to your thoughts, placing the alternative right next to where you think you are, what you think is going on, how you think you have to respond to situations, how you think you have to look at your brother, how you have to look at your body, how you have to look at yourself, how you have to look at everything. Like literally that stands next to it on a daily basis, because what you have taught yourself does not make sense. And it is like waiting for you to resign as your own teacher, waiting for you to resign as your own life coach, waiting for you to resign from any thoughts that you hold about yourself as the great life philosopher or something. Like, forget it. It's not going to work. It's not going to give you any information, because you don't need it. That's why. So the great thing then, the Course has as a goal is to come into an experience of peace, to have your mind in a peaceful state of being, in an open state of being, because there's nothing to figure out. There's nothing to be healed. There's nowhere to go. There's all of this. It's like that is in fact what you recognize. Everything comes back to this moment, to hear, to be open, to receive what is given right here, right now. And that has nothing to do with your ideas about yourself, about what is going on, about your future, about what next, about what yesterday. And that is like an amazing training. It's amazing training. Where do you end up? you end up with yourself. It's literally, you return back to your individualized state, you could say, your singular state, in which you can recognize yourself as a whole part of creation. Now, that's a process where you enter into your withinness, to your individual experience of yourself, not anyone else's. In that, when you return back to that, when you sit under the tree recognizing you cannot go anywhere, when you say fail of not engage your mind any longer to respond to the situations that you appear to be in. That's what's occurring in this mind training. And literally, it helps you to open your mind to recognize that the thoughts that I'm thinking are not real thoughts at all. It's not really thinking at all, because thinking is creating, and that is an extension of the love of God from within me. It does not need my ideas about it. And that's huge. That's a beautiful training. That's a beautiful attempt that we do here. Now, that keeps on going. So you see, with the first 15 lessons, you are being confronted with, no, not this, not that, let go, no, let go, no, let go, no, let go. A bit like that. That's the dance that you dance. That's the response that you recognize, like your mind comes into a state of release, of letting go, not engaging, not valuing, not just being open and receive, being alert, being on the edge of your seat, being in high expectancy, but not engaging your mind in making something up or like literally forming it into a desired outcome or any of those things that is so common for or defending, attacking, judging, all of this. Like, none of that needs to be done any longer. So your mind becomes really open, basically in its natural way of being. And in that, it is completely receptive of the light of the universe, the light of God. And that starts to radiate when you breathe that, when you live that, when you open your mind sufficiently for that to happen. It immediately starts to come into your experience. And that's really how that goes. There's no other way. So the first 50 lessons are very helpful, the first 15 too, because that's really like the undoing part of actually seeing what you're seeing. You're seeing images. Now, lesson 15, for instance, would already be taking care of basically all the offerings on your social media, for instance. Like, it would take care of it. What are you seeing? You see an image of something. Now when you see that image, you say like, yes, I want that. You're valuing it. You're making it real for yourself. You might even go and work for it to make it, to accomplish it, to get it, to be able to buy it or to claim it as your own. But it's based on an image, and an image is no reality. Now this is a bit of the theme in this meeting and the next one too, like the healing heart, because you deal with images. You deal with images as long as you value them, as long as you see them as real. And this is where a lot of healing can take place. Do you want to fool yourself with that you want an image? Or do you want a true experience based on what is given in the moment instead of something that you think you want? So that's a huge thing. It's like lesson 15 in that sense is an incredible lesson. And that's really based on the idea of images. So the same you could say about reflections. the reflections that you get from your brother that you don't like, for instance, could be the beginning of a whole series of events in which you acknowledge how he responded to you, and take that serious and take that on as a real occurrence, and make something out of that you would say distance yourself from your brother. All of us have done this. Like, this is a very common thing. You believe the image that you see, you believe the response you get from your brother as the reality of the occurrence, missing completely that it is an image, but being offended by it, or being touched by it, and making that to like a case for yourself that only asks for justice, a just response to it, or a just all of this. It's like that would start your separation again if you would take that serious, if you don't recognize it as what it is. Now, in the Course in Miracles, in the first 200 lessons that we just did, just about, so 200 days of doing lessons, which is absolutely great accomplishment. But looking at that, it's like we're actually given Christ's vision, because now we recognize what I see with my eyes is just a reflection of what is going on. Whether that has to do with my brother, whether that has to do with an occurrence that seemed to have a great impact on me, whether that seems to be like almost like a change of the scene in which some characters suddenly disappear out of it. I take that serious. I say recognize that pattern. I make something out of it. Literally, I make it up. I don't check it with reality. I'm seeing it. I'm recognizing the pattern, and I bring myself into an experience that is related to the patterns that I recognize. For instance, somebody passes away. Then you have a response to that. Like, even though that is just a reflection for a moment, you see that all of these patterns that you have recognized give you the information that now somebody is gone. Or, this is just as an example, but it's a great example, because literally, as if that would end the relationship, as if that would end something like a connection, or all of this. It's like you recognize the pattern, you see the images, and now you bring that in because you've learned to do so, as in tragedy, as in loss, as in all of this. And like, it's inevitable that you do it when you perceive it. I'm not saying you should not, or you don't do that, or you have to learn not to do that. No, when you perceive that, you are experiencing that. You recognize the patterns that, like, whether you like it or not, you start a mourning process. And that's the amazing thing. It's like, that is it's such a pattern. Now here is then, how do you get out of that, would be a question. It's like, you cannot like incidentally get out of it. You cannot by accident get yourself out of this. So it is like, you either see this as real, you either, like, if you have lost someone, you have lost someone. Now you have to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, in order to see this differently, you would have to give up the idea that somebody is missing, or that someone isn't there any longer. And that seems like a total denial in the human experience, and it is. So they're literally, like I said, you cannot do it incidentally. It is connected to the whole pattern of, do you believe that anything in this dream has any reality? Then you're part of it. Then you receive the consequences of it. So the awakening out of that is just the other way around. Like, can you see that none of this is real, that this could never be real, because God doesn't know temporal ideas. God doesn't know separation. God doesn't know, like, where's God in your experience? Can he be absent from you while he created you and he is closer to you than breathing? No. Rationally you say, no, that's not possible. In your experience, it can very well happen that you experience it just because you think something else is real, is your reality. So this is why the first 15 lessons are so fundamental. They actually mean what they say. It is totally true in the sense of you have to face this in order to come to a different experience of yourself. And that different experience of yourself doesn't know about loss. It doesn't know about sickness. It doesn't know about any of those things. But the frame of reference, which we call the dream, is a complete package. It's a whole thought system, just as is the reality. Reality is a whole thought system. It does not have anything that is missing in it. Same with your dream. Like, it's a whole thought system. It believes lack is real. It believes pain is true. It believes all these things. So it's either like you make the dream your reality, or reality becomes true to you, and you recognize that in yourself as the one thing, your one centering into a singular, subjective, like singular in the sense of an individualized experience of yourself. It is your experience of reality. What does that have to do with the dream? Absolutely nothing. And this is still the same after 200 lessons. I will be still an instant and go home, like lesson 182. I will be still an instant and go home. I'm not a body. I'm free. I'm still as God created me. Well, there you go with all ideas related to a body dream and a dream of limitation, of pain and sickness. So the two worlds, they say, like the two worlds don't meet. And you choose in every moment where you want to be, what you want to make real to yourself. And you have a necessity to make that choice, like you have a necessity to choose either one of them. You have the goal of making the dream real in your mind, set as a goal, or reality is your goal and your experience. So it's like literally wherever your heart is, there it is, like there you are. So that's quite something, and that doesn't stop becoming more clear. In fact, every situation is a lesson. Every relationship is a lesson. Every moment in which you choose is a lesson. What is inspiring you to the choice that you're making? Where do you find yourself? What do you see as real? When is that happening? Where is that happening? Does it have anything to do with the dream? Then that is your world. Does it have anything to do with your reality? Heaven is your place. And that's amazing. That's amazing. A Course in Miracles Workbook for Students 6 Review Introduction. For this review, we take but one idea each day and practice it as often as is possible. Besides the time you give morning and evening, which should not be less than 15 minutes, and the hourly remembrances you make throughout the day, Use the idea as often as you can between them. Each of these ideas alone would be sufficient for salvation, if it were learned truly. Each would be enough to give release to you and to the world from every form of bondage, and invite the memory of God to come again. With this in mind, we start our practicing, in which we carefully review the thoughts the Holy Spirit has bestowed on us in our last 20 lessons. Each contains the whole curriculum if understood, practiced, accepted, and applied to all the seeming happenings throughout the day. One is enough, but from that one there must be no exceptions made. And so we need to use them all and let them blend as one, as each contributes to the whole we learn. These practice sessions, like our last review, are centered around a central theme with which we start and end each lesson. It is this: I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. The day begins and ends with this, and we repeat it every time the hour strikes, or we remember in between. We have a function that transcends the world we see. Beyond this, and the repetition of the special thought we practice for the day, no form of exercise is urged except a deep relinquishment of everything that clutters up the mind and makes it deaf to reason, sanity, and simple truth. We will attempt to get beyond all words and special forms of practicing for review, for we attempt this time to reach a quickened pace along a shorter path to the serenity and peace of God. This is the goal, to reach a quickened pace along a shorter path to the serenity and peace of God. We merely close our eyes and then forget all we thought we knew and understood. For thus is freedom given us from all we did not know and failed to understand. There is but one exception to this lack of structuring. Permit no idle thought to go unchallenged. If you notice one, deny its hold and hasten to assure your mind that this is not what it would have. Then gently let the thought which you denied be given up in sure and quick exchange for the idea we practice today. When you are tempted, hasten to proclaim your freedom from temptation as you say, "This thought I do not want, I choose instead. I'm not a body, I'm free, I'm still as God created me." And then repeat the idea for the day, and let it take the place of what you thought. Beyond such special applications of each day's idea, we will add but a few formal expressions of specific thoughts to aid in practicing. Instead, we give these times of quiet to the teacher who instructs in quiet, speaks of peace, and gives our thoughts whatever meaning they may have. To him I offer this review for you. I place you in his charge and let him teach you what to do and say and think each time you turn to Him. He will not fail to be available to you each time you call to Him to help you. Let us offer Him the whole review we now begin. And let us also not forget to whom it has been given as we practice day by day, advancing toward the goal He set for us, allowing Him to teach us how to go and trusting Him completely for the way each practice period can best become a loving gift of freedom to the world. Review 6, A Course in Miracles. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. I trust my brothers who are one with me. No one but is my brother. I am blessed with oneness, with the universe and God my Father, one creator of the whole that is myself, forever one with me. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. I will be still a moment and go home. Why would I choose to stay an instant more where I do not belong, when God Himself has given me His voice to call me home? I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. I call upon God's name and on my own. The name of God is my deliverance from every thought of evil and of sin, because it is my own as well as His. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. The name of God is my inheritance. God's name reminds me that I am His son, not slave of time, unbound by laws which rule the world of sick illusions, free in God, forever and forever one with Him. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. I want the peace of God. The peace of God is everything I want. The peace of God is my one goal, the aim of all my living here, and the end I seek, my purpose and my function in my life, while I abide where I am not at home. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. Salvation of the world depends on me. I am entrusted with the gifts of God because I am His son, and I would give His gifts where He intended them to be. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. I bless the world because I bless myself. God's blessings shines upon me from within my heart where He abides. I need but turn to Him, and every sorrow melts away as I accept His boundless love for me. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. The peace of God is shining in me now. I will be still and let the earth be still along with me. And in that stillness we find the peace of God. It is within my heart which witnesses to God Himself. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. I feel the love of God within me now. The love of God is what created me. The love of God is everything I am. The love of God proclaimed me as His son. The love of God within me sets me free. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. I choose the joy of God instead of pain. Pain is my own idea. It is not a thought of God, but when I thought apart from Him and from His will. His will is joy, and only joy for His beloved Son. and that I choose instead of what I made. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. I am the Holy Son of God Himself. In silence and in true humility, I seek God's glory, to behold it in the Son whom He created as myself. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. I have a function God would have me fill. I seek the function that would set me free from all the vain illusions of the world. Only the function God has given me can offer freedom. Only this I seek, and only this I accept as mine. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. All things are lessons God would have me learn. A lesson is a miracle which God offers to me, in place of thoughts I made that hurt me. What I learn of Him becomes the way I am set free, and so I choose to learn His lessons and forget my own. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. I place the future in the hands of God. The past is gone, the future is not yet. Now I am freed from both. For what God gives can only be for good, and I accept but what He gives as what belongs to me. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. Love is the way I walk in gratitude. The Holy Spirit is my only guide. He walks with me in love, and I give thanks to Him for showing me the way to go. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. It can be but myself I crucify. All that I do unto myself. If I attack, I suffer. But if I forgive, salvation will be given me. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. It can be but my gratitude I earn. Who should give thanks for my salvation but myself? And how but through salvation can I find the self to whom my thanks are due? I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. Only my condemnation injures me. My condemnation keeps my vision dark, and through my sightless eyes I cannot see the vision of my glory. Yet today I can behold this glory and be glad. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. I am not a body, I am free, I am God's Son. Be still, my mind, and think a moment upon this, and then return to earth without confusion as to what my Father loves forever as His Son. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. There is no peace except the peace of God. Let me not wander from the way of peace, for I am lost on other roads than this, but let me follow Him who leads me home, and peace is certain as the love of God. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me.